Welcome to Toshiba's Purpose Plaza. Thank you for joining us. Today we have some exciting announcements related to our ELERA Commerce Platform, and I can't wait for us to get into this conversation. My name is Fredrik Carlegren, Vice President of Marketing, and I'm here with the person who is all things ELERA. Naresh, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Naresh Keswani. I'm the Executive Director of Digital Portfolio and Solutions, which means all things ELERA.
So, last year at NRF, we made some initial announcements around ELERA, really launched that, and we've come a long way, but I realize not everybody who's listening to this may know exactly what ELERA is. So can you just give a bit of a foundation for what we mean?
Absolutely. So ELERA is Toshiba's digital commerce platform that allows retailers and partners to build and innovate new experiences at their own pace.
So that's a good overview, and the way I like to think about ELERA is it comes from the word accelerate, right? If you kind of peel the front and back off of that, and that gets to the core of a lot of the value that we talk about around ELERA. And you talk to clients every week, right? So what are some of the things that resonate most when you have those conversations with clients about ELERA and what it is and what it means to clients and what they're trying to accomplish?
Sure. Look, frankly, clients that are retailers, partners, they faced an unprecedented need for transformation in the last several months. And frankly, a lot of them did really well to respond to those challenges. But at the same time, it also gave a lot of those partners and retailers a wake-up call, essentially, that are we truly ready for needs and experiences that we are seeing in the marketplace right now. We saw a lot of consumers looking for new experiences, such as seamless returns, mobile shopping, curbside pickup, etc. It's almost came to bear that technology was a barrier to innovation than an actual enabler. And that itself is where ELERA comes in, right? We've been heavily investing in our platform since about 2018. And we took a rather revolutionary approach here in the industry that we actually started completely from scratch, leveraged a lot of our knowledge of retail, brought in a lot of technology expertise, domain expertise, and actually stood up a brand new platform. What that does for us is it provides us an open platform, retailers and partners an open platform where they can innovate, and that allowed us to engage with a lot of top retailers in building out those and transformation journeys throughout 2021. And here we are with a lot of exciting solutions coming into 2022.
So, as we talk a little bit about what those solutions are, it's no secret that we've been working with some of the most successful retailers around when it comes to point of sale and point of sale solutions that are reliable, available, and really can withstand the true retailer environments. But when we talk about ELERA as a commerce platform, it's far more than just point of sale. Correct? Is that true?
That is correct. Yeah. Look, as I mentioned, ELERA is a platform, yet point of sale is critical to operate any business, right? We've been in the brick and mortar world. The point of sale was built for brick and mortar. Yet again, there's no shopping journey that's just built for just one space, right? It's all connected commerce these days. So ELERA, as it's a platform, and point of sale is just one of many solutions the platform enables. It's all about store journeys and mixing them with the other experiences outside the store. So there's no longer a single fixed point of sale, but it's all channels connected, shopping journeys tied together. So point of sale needs to evolve as well. With ELERA, what we're able to do is bring capabilities by leveraging one of the core foundations that is applicable to other solutions and touch points that retailers and partners can use, and build out solutions such as point of sale, but also self-service, mobility, and that common foundation allows for reuse of some of that assets. But then one of the key things we are offering with it is the self-enablement framework, where now that's an open platform with open APIs, all built on a fully native microservices platform to accelerate.
So, Naresh, it sounds like even for clients who are trying to be more agile and move in, who maybe have even made investments in e-commerce, that the way they can leverage those investments, right? Because we're talking about microservices, API-driven development. So, what does that mean for clients who are trying to use this framework that you talked about for self-enablement as well? Give me some examples of what clients have done then to really take advantage of this.
Sure. As an example, we're working with a leading retailer who's getting ready to open their new stores. And they've been a leading e-commerce retailer, have had digital presence and invested heavily, and they want to bring some of those assets into the store technology. They've built pricing, they've built catalogs, but they want to bring all of that capability in the store. Our platform allows for that. It allows for integration, it allows for bringing the same investments inside the store so that you're now able to manage that capability in the back end once, but also reuse that capability, but use our foundation, as you mentioned, right, our availability and scalability to roll it out across their enterprise.
I know one of the other things that we've talked about before and have heard from clients, right, is this notion of really relentless experimentation, iteration, and scale. Can you talk about what that really means and how kind of what you're hearing from clients in that regard?
Sure, right. Yeah. Again, to contrast how things were in the past, right? You had a legacy monolithic application, all built together, and if somebody had to innovate, they had to build that experience, test it throughout the stack, and individually roll it out, which meant a lot of time and a lot of investment. This term, as you mentioned, relentless experimentation is really enabled by our core foundation and microservices, where now each of the function is independent and separated. So as the business comes to technology leadership for trying out a new experience, a new touch point, a new business priority, you're able to go build that out independently without touching rest of the stack, if you will, and then also test it very quickly and deploy it very quickly because it's all independent tested, independent continuous deployment.
Okay, fantastic. So that's really a lot of the core, what we worked on, where we are today in terms of the ELERA platform itself. But we're also making some other news and announcements today, specifically around applications and solution capabilities that we are bringing to market specifically. So can you talk a little bit about what some of those are and what we're announcing as new today?
Absolutely. Super excited about that. That's my favorite topic of the day. So as I mentioned, we've been busy over the last several years, especially last year, after listening to our voice of customer and understanding the challenges. So what we're announcing are several solutions and applications and touch points. I want to start out with one of the solutions we launched earlier was the promotion solutions. We've expanded that to a centralized loyalty capability. This is giving the power to the marketers to truly understand their customers and be able to present them right options and targeted promotions. Following that, to enable those shopping journeys, we are going to be announcing our applications and touch points, starting with point of sale, just as we talked about, that's so core to retail environment. And the transformation begins with making changes at the core point of sale, followed by a self-service capability, that the whole family of self-service, starting with Kiosk, again, uses the same backend, same foundation, just differentiated user experience and user interface.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty cool point, right? These are not totally separate standalone applications. This is really a coordination and orchestration of some of those core microservices with that different UI, UX.
That is
right?
correct.
So
that is correct, yeah. You leverage the same foundation and build out new experiences, just like we're talking about point of sale and self-service. And finally, save the best for the last, this is our part of our ELERA IoT platform. And we're launching our TCX Edge camera capability. This is our first pre-built IoT solution called Produce Recognition that enables enhanced shopping experience at self-service using artificial intelligence and computer vision truly gives the power to the retailer as well as shopper as we improve not only the operations, but the customer experience at the checkout. So super excited about those.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite topics, right? Just to see how much value that brings, not only to cutting the consumer speed at checkout when it comes to produce by over like half, but also the operational impacts related to loss prevention and shrink improvements, and also the inventory availability and the improvements around that. So that's really exciting, and it's also just the beginning, right? When it comes to computer vision AI with what we're doing there around edge cameras and the ELERA IoT platform. You want to?
That's correct, right?
So
Goes back to the innovation, right? So we've been working on the platform for a while, but this getting that capability of bringing that produce recognition solution out, it's just the first step, right? When we start to recognize the produce at the checkout, goes to other products there, moving further away using our edge computing to see what shopper journeys are transforming inside the store, how queue management, as you mentioned, loss prevention. You almost can build a full journey towards a full frictionless future. So that's just a starting point, as you mentioned.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure we could talk a lot longer about all of the news today. But I guess I just have one final question. Given the amount of time you spend with customers and analysts and other people in the industry, I'm curious if you could share what is one question that you get a lot about ELERA that you want to kind of share here with the audience today.
Sure. I guess I constantly hear from either retailers or mostly analysts, as we discuss with them, is there are two types of plays out there, right? So it's either big technology providers that have large scale, but very limited innovation, if you will, because they're busy supporting the large scalable solutions. Or there are startups and niche technology players that bring new innovation, but there's limited scalability and capability to roll it out at large scale. And I constantly hear, how's Toshiba able to do both? And I love this question simply because it essentially proves who we are as a business. We, Toshiba Global Commerce Solutions, have decades of retail expertise and our breadth as a Toshiba company, hence the ability to invest and attract top talent. We leverage voice of our customers, prioritize what's needed in the market, and provide an open platform and APIs for accelerated innovation. So that allows us to not only bring out new capability and innovation, but then also roll it out at scale.
I love that. That's great. I think a great example of how we work with clients, and really they look to us to bring out that proven capability that can really help solve the true business problems. So thank you, Naresh. Thank you for everybody for joining us today here at Toshiba Purpose Plaza. Please check out the new press release we released today. You get all this information and more. Go to acceleratewithpurpose.com where you can find this information plus everything else we have going on here during the show. Naresh, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. Great insights. Thank you all. Have a great day.